What's going on, guys? It's your boy Scrub here, back again with another video. Hope you guys are having a great day. I know I am, and today I've got a story time for y'all that I think you're going to enjoy about this spoiled kid that got destroyed by his crush. Yeah, that's right, ladies and gentlemen. This was a subscriber story that was sent in, but nonetheless, it had the embarrassment that should need to be a story time, so that's what we're going to be doing today. But before we get into it, no joke, no scam whatsoever. Be sure to press the like button. That's right, switcheroo on it. Otherwise, guys, you will get rejected this hard, and trust me, you don't want that. So be sure to press the like button, and yeah, without further ado, let's get into it.
Nice rack and her ass Brazilian. Just turned 21, but my bank's a million.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, as y'all know, every now and then you run into somebody that is a little bit spoiled, you know, whether it's their parents doing everything for them just taking the credit card, buying it themselves. Some people are very, very entitled and think they just own the planet. And this story's about one of those people just having to interact with them. The subscriber who sent this in, I'm going to name Tony for the purpose of today's video. And Tony was just a normal dude, you know, nothing too crazy. Not like he was, you know, a crazy athlete or anything. It's not like he's a multimillionaire stock trader. He was just a dude. And Tony was just the type of guy where, you know, he would show up to school, hang out with his friends, but during class he would just be quiet. And for some reason, whenever you're a quiet person like Tony, he says that, like, people really just open up to you for some reason, even if they don't know you, they don't know your opinions on anything. Like, if you're just quiet, people will just keep talking. And for whatever reason, Tony sat next to a kid who I'm gonna name, you know what, we'll name him Chad, because Chad's the name that's pretty fitting of him. And Chad would basically just like talk to Tony all day. Tony wouldn't say much because he was a quiet kid, all about how, you know, his parents were just trying to ruin his life because this summer he wanted to go to Cabo, but they were just gonna make him spend the summer on his parents' ranch instead. Like that type of stuff, you know, and because Tony would be quiet, I think he thought they were homies, so he was just constantly complaining about things. And when I say that Chad was spoiled, I mean he was like crazy spoiled. Obviously, it's one thing to like get mad at your parents for not doing what you want to do, which is still kind of ridiculous, but even beyond that, if your parents are like, we can't go to Mexico for a month, so instead we're going to go to the ranch that we own all summer. That seems like a pretty fair trade-off, all things considered. But beyond that, some of the stuff that he would complain about was that his cleaning lady that he had to clean his room and his bathroom would clean stuff too well, and he didn't like when she would put stuff away because then he wouldn't know where it was because he never bothered to learn where it is. And he seriously was considering if he should talk to his parents about firing her because she was putting his stuff away too much. Like, that was the stuff he was complaining about. And what's wild is, like, you know, for some reason, I feel like the most surprising thing about spoiled kids is that their parents don't really say no to them. Like, you would think most parents in that situation would go, "You're on crack. We pay the cleaning lady to clean up. The reason your stuff isn't where you put it is because you don't put it away. Your room is a mess. So, no, we're not going to fire the lady who does her job." But whenever he would complain about something like this or have a situation, you know, where he would tell his parents to do something, they would just do it. No questions asked, you know, it didn't matter how dumb it was or whether or not it was logical. It was like they were afraid to tell their baby boy no. Anyways, one day he shows up in class and he starts telling Tony that he has a crush and it's someone in the class, you know, and he kind of figures it's going to be someone that maybe is equally rambunctious or annoying. Not in a mean way, it's just what he would assume. But Chad says that he has a crush on this other quiet girl in the class. And, you know, it just so happened that Tony was friends with the girl that he said that he had a crush on, and he knew for a fact that she was 100% not interested. And he knew that because Chad was somebody that they would make fun of all the time. Like, not in a mean way, you know, when, like, you just know somebody and they're just such a character, you can't help but make fun of them a little bit, so you and your friends make it an inside joke to, like, impersonate them. That was kind of the situation at hand. So he kind of tries to warn Chad a little bit. He goes, "Hey, man, I actually know her pretty well, and I think she's talking to someone." He tries to avoid the whole, "she thinks you're mega cringe," because obviously nobody wants to have to, like, tell somebody that they're insanely cringe. That's just not a crazy fun conversation to have, obviously. And for whatever reason, dude, instead of being a normal person and going, "Oh, okay, then I won't," Chad goes, "Yeah, it doesn't matter. I'll be able to get her to like me." Like, he's just, it doesn't matter. This dude really thought he had what it take to swoop in and get the finesse. And, you know, Tony tries to warn him again. He's like, "Nah, dude, I really wouldn't flirt with her." And he's like, "Whatever, it doesn't matter. I'm not gonna flirt with her." Instead, what I'm thinking about is the school had a dance coming up, and he was like, I'm going to ask her to the dance. I'm going to have people come into our classroom with balloons. I'm going to have them do like this big, huge gesture and ask her to the dance, because even if I haven't talked to her before, it'll put her in a spot where she can't say no. And Tony knew her, so obviously he tells him again, he's like, listen, man, she hates being the center of attention. Don't do that. She's not going to like this big gesture in front of the class, I promise you. But Chad, just knowing better, figures that he knows exactly what's going to work. So he goes through, spends some of his parents' money on like these people that are going to come into his class with a balloon and this big sign asking this girl to the dance. And, Tony is literally telling him like every day not to do it. And finally, he lets his friend know what's going to happen. And his friend is like, he does realize I'm going to reject him in front of everyone, right? Like, it doesn't matter if it's a big gesture or not. I understand he thinks it's going to like make me not reject him. I'm still going to say no. It's just going to embarrass him way more to get rejected in front of everybody. And Tony's like, yeah, trust me, I've been telling him that. He just doesn't really seem to care that much. He thinks somehow it's going to work. It was like because mom and dad had never told him no before, he didn't even feel like it not working was a possibility. This is 100% going to work. It does not matter. So whatever, he's going through with it. His friend knows. And she is going to reject him. He warns him one more time, and Chad is like, dude, you don't know what you're talking about. You've never asked a girl to a dance before, so just shut up. And at that point, all bets are off. Why would Tony keep talking? If you're going to tell me to shut up and like keep my mouth shut when I'm trying to warn you and save you from embarrassment, then by all means, dude, I feel like you've earned it at that point. If you've done everything in your power to tell him, hey, dude, you're about to embarrass yourself, and they just say, shut up, you're stupid, then you're not really that at fault for keeping your mouth shut after that. So obviously, he kind of lets him keep planning his thing. And finally, the day comes where he plans to have this big group of people come in, ask her to the dance, all this stuff. And I'm not going to say her name because, to save from the embarrassment. So I'm going to make one up for her. I'm going to call her Alice because, Alice she's the hero the city deserved, but they didn't know they needed, or whatever the Batman saying is. Anyways, guys, I'm going to interrupt the video for just 1 second. If you take a look at your screen now, you'll see a gift card code. For those of you that don't know, I give away a gift card in every single video I post here on the channel as a way to say thank you to you guys for subscribing, turning on those notifications, all that good stuff. I appreciate it. So if you haven't already subscribed, turn on notifications. If you already have them on, you're a G, and while you're down there, you might as well press the like button. Yeah, that's right. 1, 2, 3. Just press it for me. I'll shut up and get back to the video, thanks. The day comes, sure enough, everybody is in class waiting for the moment, and Tony is just kind of hoping that for whatever reason, Chad has had a change of heart, he's decided to back out of this at the last second, but sure enough, in the middle of class, an English class, by the way, where they were writing an essay, so it's dead quiet, everyone is focused on their own work, literally the worst day you could possibly have people come into class and cause a huge disruption. Everyone's sitting there quietly writing the essays, and the door just swings open, and it's this group of kids. They're playing Katy Perry on the radio, and they're like, whoa! Oh, they're just screaming. They're not even singing along. They're just incoherently screaming, and they walk in holding balloons, and then 2 of them unfurl this big sign, and it says, like, the dance name. I'm going to say homecoming because I don't know what dance it was. They didn't tell me. Alice, will you go to homecoming with me? And it is such a long banner that it takes up the entire class. One end's over by the teacher's desk, the other one's by the door. They have this huge thing of balloons and flowers, and everyone looks over at Alice to see what she's doing, and she is literally hiding inside of her hoodie. You know when they pull their hoodie up, trying to do the creeper hoodie thing where they zip it up, but you don't have the zipper hoodie? So you're just trying to pull it over your head even though it won't go there. She is literally trying to hide because the embarrassment is too strong. I understand he thought it was a great gesture, but some people just don't like to have that stuff going down in public. And she didn't even know this dude. They had never talked or flirted before. He just thought this would be a great introduction. And so he goes up there, and then it gets worse. The group starts to do the flash mob thing. And I thought those went out of style in 2011, all right? It's already bad enough. Who in their right mind wants to do a flash mob in the year 2021, ladies and gentlemen? Imagine sitting there going, all right, we need a coordinated dance number so we can be more like a musical. I want to be like Cats, as much like Cats as humanly possible. Like, that was a real thought that they decided to have for some reason. So whatever, they do this little flash mob dance thing to the song, and then finally they're like, ba ba ba, and Chad finishes and goes, Alice, will you go to homecoming with me? And she is still hiding. She didn't watch the dance number. She was not really down to, be involved in any way, shape, or form. And the teacher is like jumping for joy. She thinks it's great. And she goes, Alice, come up here. And so she goes over and kind of like pulls Alice up to the front of the class. And she is literally still hiding. And Tony is just watching this entire thing, like laughing and also feeling mortified at the same time. Obviously, you're going to laugh at it because how can you not? This dude's about to get rejected after committing to learning a flash mob dance. That's just pure hysteria no matter how you look at it, right? But at the same time, watching your friend get embarrassed on this level has got to be brutal. So sure enough, they're all up there and Chad is like, what'd you think? And she goes, it was something. Like, that's literally the words that she says. And at that point, the class starts to laugh a little bit because, like, they're also thinking the same thing. Like, wow, this is awful. And the fact that she hates it too makes it, like, more okay to laugh at. You would feel bad laughing at it if they both thought it was great. But the fact that she's not interested makes it funnier. And so he starts to get irritated and he's like, wow, you really think it was like not great that I planned this all for you? And she's like, I mean, don't get me wrong, thank you, but I'm not really a fan of dance numbers or anything. So like, it's just something. And he starts to get annoyed and Chad's like, are you kidding me? Like, I could have asked anyone. And she goes, awesome, then you won't mind when I say I don't want to go with you, no. And Chad's face like freezes up, bro. It's like almost as if he thought that was magically gonna make her go, oh no, you're right, I should want to go with you. Because he starts to be like, wait, you're saying no? You're saying no? And everyone in the class starts to laugh again at that point because how could you not, dude? It was almost like literally the word no could not compute that he had just been rejected. And Chad starts to tear up a bit, but he's doing the thing where like he's trying to act like he's not crying. And he's like, why would you say no? Why would you say no? And Alice decides to point out at that point the very obvious thing, which was, I don't know you. We've never really had a conversation before. I don't like big gestures. I'm really embarrassed by all of this happening right now. Like, no, that is why I'm saying no. I don't know who you are. And he's like, but I planned all this out for you. I did a flash mob. And she goes, the fatality move. Okay, cool. Those were awesome like 8 years ago. And that was the kill shot, ladies and gentlemen. At that point, the tears start flowing. He had been holding it back at that point, but he's like, you can't tell me no while he's crying. And at that point, his friends that had come in to like help him ask, like kind of pull him out of the classroom, right? They're kind of like, all right, we got to get you out of here, bro. But he was dramatically upset. And as soon as he leaves, everyone in the class just starts like hysterically laughing because of how awkward it was to watch that go down, bro. Like, obviously that would just make any classroom have to laugh. And so everyone's laughing. They hear him and his friends kind of yelling about it outside and walking down the hall, and everybody's just giggling about it. And, I think in Chad's mind, he was like, whatever, I got rejected, but I can still save this. But of course, by the time they like get to lunch, everyone and their mom at the school has heard about it because it's not every day somebody like organizes a flash mob just to get rejected, dude. That's something everyone's going to be talking about. It's nothing personal. You just got to accept it. And obviously all day people were like making fun of him, dude, doing like little steps of the dance move just to make him upset. And I mean, it was working because that had to hurt. But honestly, I don't really know what he expected. Like, the entitlement to just not know someone at all, assume they're going to love your dance number. Like, it's just all a little much, bro. You know what I'm saying? I will say that definitely probably knocked him down a peg. He didn't really talk to Tony too much after that because, he blamed him a little bit. But he did kind of stop talking about the lifestyle, stop flexing a little bit. It was almost as if he realized that he's not always going to win everything by default. So, I guess that's good. You're still the weird flash mob dude, though. Like, you're always going to have that on your back. That's never going to change. But, yeah, anyways, guys, I think that's going to do it for the video. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, I would really appreciate you taking a second to press the like button. Let me know in the comments section down below what you thought of the video. And if you're new, you might as well subscribe and turn on those notifications. I've been posting, and, you don't want to miss another video. Other than that, if you really want to help me out, you can, of course, check out a link to the intro song down below, along with a link to my podcast, The Scuffed Cast, which is pretty great. Or if you're a fan of G Fuel, the best energy drink for gamers by gamers, ladies and gentlemen, if you're at their website getting yourself some, use code SCRUBBY at the checkout to get a discount and help me out. And last but certainly not least, as y'all know, it is October. Halloween is upon us. And because of that, I made the Halloween merch. It's on your screen now, and as you can tell, it's pretty fantastic, and I'll put a link to that at the top of the description, so go ahead and get that. But on that note, guys, that's everything I gotta plug. Don't get anyone pregnant. If you do, make sure they're hot, and hopefully I will see each and every single one of you guys next time with another video. Don't get anyone pregnant. If you do, make sure they're hot, and I'm out. Peace.